Mm. Hi. Oh, welcome everyone to the first official video of the Dylan England YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about pros and cons to 100% commission jobs. I've been working 100% commission for about 2 years now, and I have seen a lot of ups. We've seen a lot of downs. And I was hoping that it would be a really cool video because I remember when I was interviewing for this position, I was scared out of my mind. The idea of like no guaranteed paycheck scared me to death. And so I wish there was a video. And I remember searching for this exact thing, pros and cons, right? And I got tons of lists, but I didn't really see a video of someone that had done it, or at least like an unbiased review. It seemed like every website that I was going to was some recruiter trying to recruit me to their whatever. Hopefully in today's video, completely unbiased, someone that's not in recruiting or anything like that, just telling you the facts. So let's jump into number one. Pro number one of 100% commission work is this: unlimited income. I know you hear this a lot, but this is true. Unlimited income. There is no cap. And if there is a cap, get out of this job. I don't know what kind of job would have a 100% commission title and then cap you. Just don't work there. But anyway, unlimited income is number one. You can make as much as you have time for, as much as the effort you put into your career. You have the means to potentially make just an insane amount of income, to the point that is such a big draw for doing what we do. Is the dream and the idea that you can make as much as you want. So that's number one. That's one pro. Number two is this: set your own schedule. One of my favorite things about my job is the ability to set my own calendar. I mean, now I have a team of people that work with me, and they're constantly putting things on my calendar, which is awesome. But I remember when we moved to Michigan, my wife got a corporate job. And obviously, whenever we would take trips, we would have to request time off for her job. And she only got a limited amount of time off that she could take before we took a trip. I remember thinking, because I had the flexibility of being able to take off whenever I could and work remotely, that I'm like, man, it would be nice if sometimes she could also work a job like this so we could take off whenever we'd want to. And that actually ended up happening. After about 6 to 7 months at her job, it allowed my career to take off to the point where she quit that. She started working with me full time, which leads me into the next point. The third thing about 100% commission work is work variety. Work variety. You're never really doing the same thing every day. Even if you're in a sales position, the first 3 months to half a year, a lot of times the most sales position is the same. But once you get to the point where you're getting referrals and you're getting to the point where you're growing your business, every day looks a little bit different. So your work is never the same thing every single day. Now, some people, that might scare them in the fact that they like that consistency. But for those that are kind of bored and dreading work every single day, maybe something in a field where you kind of get to choose and set your calendar might be a good fit for you. And this leads me right into the next one: diversified income. I talked to you about my wife. She started joining me, working with me in my field. And then after a while, she also wanted to get into real estate. And this happened right in January, right before COVID hit. And COVID hit our industry pretty hard. Now she's able to start selling homes on the side, and it's going to diversify our income as a family, to diversify her personal income. And me too, I have multiple avenues of income that I have because of the freedom that I have with my career. Maybe it's YouTube in the future that I get to make these videos and help people out, and that's the freedom that this career gives me. Is as long as I block it off on my calendar and there's communication, that you have that freedom in a 100% commission job, which is really, really cool. So to round it all out, you have unlimited income, you can set your own schedule, you have work variety, and you can diversify your income. So let's lead into the cons though, because there is no perfect fairy tale ending to this career either. And this is where I could spend a lot of time, guys. I could spend a lot of time on the cons. It's been good. But yeah. Okay. Con number one: you might not make anything. you might not make any money, right? So the pro, number one, is unlimited income. On the flip side of that, you could make nothing. But it's a pretty big con for a lot of people, is making no money. But that's the number one reason that people, people get scared. So that's number one. Number two is the lack of stability. And I don't mean just for your income, just a general lack of stability. So for example, when you work for a company, generically, the owner says you need to be here at this time and you get off at this time, and then you're going to get paid this much if you work this much, right? And it's simple, and every week or 2 weeks there's going to be money deposited in your bank account so you can pay your bills. That's not how this works. When you set your own schedule, that also means that you can set your own schedule to go not work, or be lazy, or do whatever and watch Netflix and not work. I mean, that is sometimes the con of being your own boss, so to speak, and I just realized that I'm holding this pen. But anyway, that's one of the cons about being your own boss, is that potentially you could have so much freedom that you get lost and you don't know what to do. And that I see that happen a lot in different fields, in different selling positions. So that's a con, is almost too much freedom for the people that really want stability in their workplace. Last two is this: expenses. The expenses are crazy. Depending on, which field you get into, I'm in a field where I actually have a team. I take a lot of people out to lunch, and I pay for a lot of business owner things, and I pay rent at an office space. And I don't have a company credit card that I get to use. It comes out of my bank account. Like, it's my money. I'm funding a business. And that's what people need to realize when they do this, is you're pretty much running a business as a contractor. That's the best way I can explain 100% commission work. So you're going to have expenses. Since generically you're not W-2'd, you're 1099, you're taxed as a self-employed, which means you function a lot of times as a self-employed individual. And so the expenses are something that I think shocked me at first, whether it was licenses, whether it was total gas, if you're in a field that travels a lot and you're spending gas. So expenses are something to be careful of. If you don't have much money in the bank account to give you a lift for a month or two to get your career up and going, I'd be careful and really look at the job to see how quickly you could get something rolling. Lastly, the most beautiful thing ever: taxes. Oh, where do I start? Taxes, they kill you. There's good and bad. Obviously, the good is you get to take deductions because you're self-employed. The bad is you're taxed as a business owner. So when it comes to certain taxes, you're double taxed. If you work in a normal position and you're a W-2 employee, your employer will pay part of the tax, Social Security tax, and then you will pay the other half. But when you're self-employed, you're taxed on the whole thing. And so that's something that is pretty much a sticker shock every quarter or every year. Obviously, when you first start a position, taxes aren't that bad, because if you're not making that much money. But once you start moving up that income bracket, that's something just to be careful of. While you can make unlimited income, taxes can be crazy. But anyway, that's the list. There's some pros, there's some cons. If you found this video and you're looking to get into 100% commission work, this is what I would tell you. If you like the idea of running a company or being your own boss, yet you've never had some great idea to, start some crazy product and take over the world, but you like and you have the entrepreneur spirit, I'd say do it. If you're someone that thrives off of that stability and that routine of getting up in the morning, going to work, and you're coming home and you're happy and you're quite content at your job and you're able to pay your bills, then I wouldn't do this. This is definitely for those individuals that have that kind of drive, that they're willing to fail, because a lot of times you will fail at a couple of these careers before you find the one that fits you. So if you're out there looking, good luck to you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for sticking with me. Hopefully this was helpful. Good information. We have tons of videos coming your way. Please drop a like. As a YouTuber named Graham Stephan always says, hitting that like button really helps the YouTube algorithm, and I'd love to see this channel take off. So if you wouldn't mind just smashing that like right there, hitting that subscribe button. I'd love to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the month of October. I know it's a crazy big goal, but that'd be awesome if we could get there. Thank you everyone for watching the video. Until next time, have a great night, and please hit that subscribe button. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching the video. We'll see you next time.